Hello, friends.
Was that a question?
No. No, it was a statement.
Then she said no.
No, Anyway, hello, friends. It is Alyssa and Richard, of course, and we are glad to have you back for this pregnancy update, 35 and 36 weeks.
Oh, gosh.
You guys, we are almost full term. This is absolutely craziness, but exciting. If you've not been to our channel, again, we always say this every week, or every 2 weeks when we do these updates. Welcome, we're glad to have you. We will go ahead and we just made this playlist a couple weeks ago.
I did. With
all of our pregnancy updates thus far for this pregnancy with our baby girl, if you didn't know. So we will go ahead and just link that down below so you guys can get caught up if you are not already. So.
But you're here.
But you're here now. So welcome to this update. This is 35 and 36 weeks.
She's pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
You're all caught up?
Almost 9 months. It's crazy. Wow. And there's a lot to update you on. I honestly don't even know where to start. So we'll just try to get through this as quickly as possible. This has been a crazy couple weeks. I can honestly say, I say this a lot because we've had a lot of stressful periods of time in this pregnancy, but most of the time it's been good. Good stress, you know, just good stuff happening. But this has been a hard couple of weeks, and I'll explain why. But I kind of feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start. So we're gonna start with baby, like we always do.
How's that baby?
Baby Annabella, which is gonna be her name, Annabella Joy Hicks. We're so excited to be meeting her in just a few weeks. Oh my goodness. Ah. So this week at we'll start with 35 weeks. This is kind of confusing because 35 weeks, her size, and we actually have it here today, which we haven't had any like souvenirs in a while, so we're happy to have one. So last week she was said to be the size of...
But...
What?
The myth of a hairy baby causing heartburn. Right?
Where's that hairy baby?
This is why hairy babies cause heartburn.
This is a pineapple.
That's the baby. That's the hair.
Yeah. Probably doesn't have that much hair. And
that's why you have so much heartburn.
Yes, I have a lot of heartburn because she has hair. Well, we don't know. But that pineapple is very spiky, so I hope she doesn't have pokey hair.
I would tickle your esophagus.
Yeah, it would. But that's what they said. The app that I follow and the videos I follow said last week that she was the size of a pineapple, which is pretty significantly big. Obviously, she is getting bigger, and this week she's measuring about 5.5 pounds. It says that. I don't really know for sure, but I'm sure she's close to that. This week it said romaine lettuce. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm just going to say probably a slightly bigger pineapple this week. The reason I think pineapples are so great, and I'm glad that I have one, and I made sure to have one, is because pineapple is actually one of my favorite
TMI
fruits.
warning. Just kidding.
No, it's, well, maybe. But pineapple is one of my favorite fruits.
I hate them.
Yeah, Richard doesn't like them. He's weird. And if you don't like pineapple, you're also weird.
Hawaiian pizza is just...
Hawaiian pizza is the best.
Everyone has it, and I'm sick of it. No.
Well, I love pineapple, especially when it's chopped and cold. Oh,
but I will chop this for you.
Yes, Richard is he's a professional pineapple chopper because he used to work at a place where he chopped pineapples often. So, or big
like
fruits.
3 times.
Yeah, like 3 times a day, huh?
No, 3 times ever since
ever. But you chopped other big things too, so you know how to do it.
Guavas and junk.
So he's good at chopping these, so I decided we could get one, and I'm excited because I've actually been craving, this is funny, but I've been craving pineapple my entire pregnancy, like hardcore, but I've been avoiding it.
They do have a hardcore.
You're such a goon.
Dad jokes are practiced.
I love you.
Me too.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I've been craving pineapple, no joke, my entire pregnancy. And if you've been following our journey for this pregnancy, you know that I've been craving cold fruit most of the time, and pineapple has been #1, but I have not eaten it because I heard a myth, again, it's probably a myth, it could be true, I don't know, that pineapple induces labor or can induce labor. And obviously I did not want to induce labor too early. So I avoided it.
I think it softens things inside.
Yeah, it can induce. It doesn't work for everybody, but I just wanted to be safe, and so I avoided it like the plague, which was kind of hard because I really wanted it.
Maybe I'm pregnant, because I also avoid these like the plague.
But I decided since I'm 36 weeks, I'm almost full term, I mean, I'm taking a risk by eating it, but I don't think it'd be a big deal if she came, you know, soon, because we're almost full term. So I decided I'm going to give in to my craving for the first time, and I'm really excited about this. So, and it worked out great because our baby's the size of a pineapple. So anyway, we just wanted to update you on that. Baby girl Hicks is doing so great, but we're going to get into more of that.
Oh yeah.
So
that's her.
That's her. What's next? Oh,
her.
My goodness. Me. As far as symptoms, just lots of heartburn, as usual. A lot more shortness of breath. That's just been getting worse and worse. Like literally, if I walk from home to the car, I'm winded. If I walk even from another room, I don't know. I'm just winded all the time, which is normal, especially at night.
That's a weird face you were making.
Sorry, I was trying not to burp. I have really bad heartburn, you guys. So I made a face so I wouldn't burp.
But your face was like...
I'm sorry, I was trying
like to
not
walk around.
Whoa. I didn't want to belch on camera. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, when I'm laying in bed at night, like trying to go to sleep, I'll suddenly get like really lightheaded because like I'll get really low on oxygen. Like it's a weird feeling. Like I'll almost feel like I can't get enough air, and I'm like, and have to like sit up and like stretch. It's really weird.
I grew up with asthma, so that's the thing.
Yeah, but it's because
you don't have asthma.
The baby's pushing in my lungs apparently. I don't know.
The spiky hair is leaning up and poking your lungs.
I don't know. They say though that about this time the baby starts to drop, and then that symptom gets relief. But I have not.
When we last checked, she is head down, so her feet are kicking your lungs.
Yeah, she is dropping slowly, but I'm not feeling relief from that symptom, so I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Eye drops, baby drops.
Yeah. So you might hear me gasping for air a little bit, and that's just because I'm short of breath. And as far as other symptoms,
health-wise,
yeah, it's like I said at the beginning of this update. I don't even know where to start with this update because
it's probably in the title.
Yeah. No. Anyway.
We come up with that later.
Yeah, but honestly, like this has been crazy because okay, see, I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna do my best here. My health has been struggling these last couple of weeks. And I think we updated you last time that I was still coming up low on my blood counts and I was still coming up anemic. I remember telling you guys that, and
oh yeah,
basically the doctor was testing my blood for a couple different things to see why my red blood cell count was low, but yet okay, well, this is new, but okay, so the last time we talked, he just kept saying, you have low iron, and I kept saying, well, I'm taking iron, why am I low iron?
And then he did thorough blood
And
test.
then what happened was, yeah, so first of all, I had my baby shower, which I told you guys about, which was really fun at the end of my 34th week, and that was just a blast and such a blessing. And then, so I was really excited about that, and then a couple days after that, I went into full nesting mode, and you guys know I've been nesting like crazy, but it went even further, because
Daddy has a bone now.
Yeah, you might hear bone chewing. My guide dog picked up her bone, so if you hear that noise, it's just her chewing her Nyla bone.
Good job, Gabby. Take some initiative.
But basically, what was I? Oh,
you got a bunch
I forget
of stuff.
everything.
You were nesting.
The pregnancy break.
We got a bunch of stuff.
Yes,
I built a crib.
Yeah, so I was nesting hardcore anyway, and then after the baby shower, it just got really bad. So one day
we should do the belly shot in the baby room.
We should. No, we should not. So one.
Never mind.
You're so funny. So a couple of days after my baby shower was over, I was all in nesting mode. We were at Target and we were walking around getting some stuff for the baby. We actually got our crib that day.
And the doctor.
And we got a phone call. And I wasn't expecting my doctor to call me because he doesn't usually call me. He'll just update me when I get to the appointments every week. Yeah. And so I looked at the phone ID and I was like, I think this is the doctor. So I answered and it was my OBGYN doctor. And we were in Target, and so I couldn't put it on speaker. Usually I'll put it on speaker so that Richard can hear the conversation too, but I couldn't do that because we were in Target.
So I just had to lean my head.
So he was like leaning his head and we were walking. It was kind of funny. But the doctor basically told me, Alyssa, I've been looking at your blood counts. I found that your iron is normal, so you're no longer low on iron, which I was like, okay, well that's good. So I thought, okay, what's the point of this call then? You could have told me that in a few days when I see you. But he said, but your red blood cell counts are going down. Your hemoglobin count, basically.
Like kind of, not fast, but just steadily.
They were going steadily down.
Trending down.
Yes. He wanted me at an 11 and I had reached an 8.8, which was pretty low. And he basically said, I don't know why your cells are going down. I really, really don't. But it doesn't make sense because your iron levels are fine. So it's not because of anemia. But he goes, but it looks like you have anemia. It looks like you're having blood loss. Are you bleeding anywhere? And I said, no. This might be TMI, by the way. There might be some TMI stuff that I say. Just warning you.
This whole series, guys.
Yeah,
it's about pregnancy.
Yeah, pregnancy, there's always TMI, but especially with my health issues that have been going on, there might be some. So if you don't like stuff about bodily functions, just... Anyway.
Iron
is
bleeding,
fine.
Question mark?
Yeah, he asked me if I've been bleeding. I said no. So he goes, okay, I might have to...
They tested that later.
Yeah, so basically, he said, well, it looks to me like you're losing blood and you're not. He goes, so that can only be explained a couple of ways. And one of the ways is that your blood is destroying itself. And he goes, blood destroying itself can only mean one thing. And I said, okay, what?
The C word.
The C word. If you don't know what the C word is, crap. Just kidding. The C word is cancer. And for those of you who don't know, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I have on one of my updates, but I can't remember. I have a benign tumor on my thyroid. And actually, I remember someone had mentioned that in the comments of one of the videos recently that I don't think I responded to because I checked, like I told you guys before, I check comments and sometimes I respond and sometimes I'm not able to because my phone's weird. So one of them had said something like, oh, there's something on your neck. And so if you're the one that asked about that, yes, I have a benign tumor, also called a possible goiter, on my thyroid. It's been there for 3 years.
3 years.
Ever since right after our wedding.
We checked it. Fine needle biopsy.
We biopsied it. We checked it 3 years ago. Everything was fine. It just said it was benign. Don't do anything. You don't need to get it taken out unless it's bothering you. So it's just been sitting there. My thyroid has really not been that affected. When I got pregnant, my thyroid got low, but you guys know from previous updates, and if you don't, you should catch up. I'm on thyroid medication. Have been since I was in my, I think, beginning of second trimester. So, anyway, needless to say, this so-called benign tumor on my thyroid.
He was thinking that was it?
Yeah, the doctor basically said, I'm wondering if the reason why your blood counts are coming up low is because you have thyroid cancer. And I said, well, I've been checked for that. He goes, yeah, 3 years ago, you need to get checked again. So that was like a shocker.
But he still ordered tests to rule out blood loss interior.
Yeah.
And everything, so...
Yeah, so
he checked for a swollen spleen.
He checked for a blood disorder, which I didn't have.
Checked for blood coming out of certain parts with a swab where, orifices are. And there's no traces of blood anywhere.
Yeah, I wasn't
bleeding.
There's
no possible bleeding.
No. And so, yeah, we won't even go to the TMI because you guys can use your imagination.
Use your imagination.
What he had to check for.
Stop using your imagination.
to see if I was bleeding.
So she's not bleeding.
But I'm not bleeding. And so he thought, well, cancer could be the only explanation.
Oh, and there's more. There's no iron problem.
Yeah.
There's no bleeding problem. And then with blood production, which would be bone marrow, her other blood counts are fine. So it's not production.
But he did think for a second it could be bone marrow cancer, which is really bad. But then he's like, wait.
But then,
so he scared the heck out of me when he said that. But then, like a couple days later when I saw him, he goes, wait, I don't think it could be that because your other blood cell counts are fine. It's just your reds that are low. And if you had bone marrow cancer, you would look jaundiced or like pale.
Your blood would be destroying itself at a faster rate than it comes in, and you'd have dead blood everywhere, which turns your skin yellow.
Yeah.
And recently we did even more tests, and the blood shape is fine.
Yeah, everything's fine that way. So anyway,
everything's fine except for the red count, so he's confused.
So the doctor said the C word last Tuesday. Richard and I, needless to say, we were a little concerned, or at least I was. Richard is
That's
probably
not the C word.
Richard was too, but he's very good about being calm for me, and that I really am thankful for because he is just, the Lord has given me such a solid husband that is just so calming and reassuring and, trusts the Lord. And I tend to be more of an anxious person. So that night I did a lot of crying and a lot of praying and a lot of worrying because I was like, well, I could have cancer. But then I remember thinking in my mind, and I held on to this, if the baby's fine, I'm fine. Even if I have cancer, and I even asked the doctor, is this affecting the baby? And he goes, I don't think so. He goes, if you had thyroid cancer, that's not a type that would affect the baby. So that gave me a lot of peace because all I care about is that my Annabella is okay. If I have health issues, we'll take care of those later. That's kind of my sort of thing. But I just wanted her to be okay. And so that was very, you know, just, it gave me a lot of hope and peace. But at the same time, there was still some unsureness and uncertainty. And so he said, I want to see you as soon as you can get here. So I went in. I couldn't go the next day because Richard happened to be working that day. And I didn't have a ride, and I didn't want anyone else to take me. So I ended up just spending that day nesting, doing baby clothes laundry, just getting ready, which was awesome. So I did a lot of that. Got her whole room almost ready, got her crib set up. Everything looks great. Her bassinet set up in our room. So that was fun. But the day after that, we went to the doctor again, and he basically did some more testing. Sorry, heartburn. Whew.
That's when he tested for the other bleeding and for the other blood counts, like the shape and the destruction rate versus creation rate.
Yep, so he tested a lot of things I don't understand, but Richard does. And then
Spleen's not swollen, so that sometimes gets engorged and hides blood.
Yep. So
no
he basically
answers.
tested anything that could be making my count low.
So he referred to a
so he
thyroid
referred me,
place.
Well, to an oncologist, which is basically somebody who deals with cancer and can diagnose cancer. So
Skipping along quickly.
Yeah, so this is skipping on to this week now, because
that guy said even if it was thyroid cancer, it would not affect blood count. So go away.
So I saw the oncologist.
Deal with this after the baby's born.
That's not what he said. But I saw the oncologist a couple days ago, and that's what he basically said is you could have thyroid cancer, but even if you did...
He didn't say you could. He said, oh, this isn't a goiter because goiters are on both sides. This is just a mass. And yeah, we know. Which,
obviously, if someone says you have a mass, you do get it tested for cancer. I've already had it tested, so he's like, maybe you might not have it, but I'd like you to get tested anyway. But he basically reassured me by saying, even if you do have thyroid cancer, like Richard said, it won't. That's not
very reassuring.
That's not what's affecting your blood. But yeah, it wasn't reassuring because
now that's another dead end.
Now I'm like, okay, well, why is my blood still low? So it was reassuring in the sense that he's pretty much thinks I may not have cancer. But it wasn't reassuring in the sense that doesn't explain anything, whether I do or don't. So it was unrelated. So that was
bleeding.
So now we're just at a dead end, like Richard said.
Not thyroid.
And this was 2 days ago, and so he basically sent me to get imaging. But before that, my doctor calls me back, my OBGYN. Sorry, I told you guys this is a lot, and it's confusing. It's okay. And so my OBGYN calls me right after I had seen this oncologist and says, hey, I just looked over your stuff and I would like you to go into the hospital to get, from here on out once a week until the baby's born, to get non-stress tests to make sure your baby's okay because
measure the baby's heart rate.
Yeah, because the reality is your blood counts are low, you're coming up anemic, and even if your iron's fine, we don't know why you're coming up so anemic.
So let's check the baby's heart rate.
Let's check the baby, because he said, he's always reassured me that he's pretty sure the baby's fine and she takes what she needs, but he did make a comment that this could affect the baby. And that scared me because I'm like, well, you told me it wouldn't affect the baby. And he goes, well, we don't know and we want to make sure. And so Wednesday was a very emotional day for me. I cried a lot because I felt like I just wanted her in my arms at that point because I just wanted to know she was okay. And I'm sorry if I get emotional now. It could happen. Because I'm pregnant and hormonal, and yeah. But basically, at that point, I just want her out. I wanted her out. And we're not full term yet until next week, but at the same time, I want to know she's okay, and the not knowing is really hard for me. And so it was like the first time in this pregnancy that I just wanted her out. Obviously, she's not coming out yet. Hopefully, Lord willing, she'll stay in a few more weeks. But that was a really hard day for me. So yesterday we went in for that hospital test, the non-stress for the baby. I laid in the hospital bed for an hour. Yeah, like 45 minutes or an hour. I was hooked up to a monitor where you could see her heart rate accelerate and come back down, which is what they want. You could see the rate of her movements or whatever. And everything looked great with baby. So I was so pleased yesterday.
So we have 4 dead ends for your blood problem, but the baby's fine.
But the baby's great. So it was kind of an emotional roller coaster the last couple days because Wednesday I was thinking, what if the baby's affected? And then after yesterday's test, I am a lot more peaceful that she's okay. Of course, we still don't really know, but we're monitoring, and they're monitoring closely. And so today I went in for imaging of the thyroid, ultrasounds to, you know, to see if I need a biopsy, to see if I have cancer.
But that can happen after the baby's born. Who cares?
It can, but they want me to do it now, so I did.
Just so we have the info.
Just so we have the info.
We'll do it later.
But it's kind of unrelated. But we did that today, and then I go in for another stress test next week. So, needless to say,
and
you guys...
our regular OBGYN visit.
Well, yeah, those are weekly now.
So we'll see what his next dead end will be.
Needless to say...
And also, yes, we know being pregnant in general dilutes your blood, so you have a lower red blood cell count. Yeah. Anyway, but this is just, he wants an 11, we're wiggling around 9, and if you're at a 7, you need a blood transfusion.
Yeah, he did tell me that if I dip below 7 before birth or during birth, then I will have to have blood transfusions after delivery, which was kind of scary to think, but I'm
then
glad
that's the plan, and they do that all the time if they need to.
So yeah, whatever. So I'm glad that he's preparing for that. I have family who wants to donate blood and stuff in case, but he said that's not really needed because, you know, he'll get me blood regardless. So that was a little bit scary, but at the same time, I'm really thankful, and I want to say this right now, I'm thankful for the doctor that I have, the doctor who's been dealing with my pregnancy, because he's very thorough and he's very good, and he cares about me, and he tries everything he can to figure out what's going on, and he's always prepared and, you know, trying basically he's always ruling everything out and being safe, and that's why he's just on top of it, and I really appreciate that about him. So he's a great doctor, and I'm thankful for that. And so I'm trying to focus on the good things right now, the things that the Lord has blessed us with, the things that make this just a little bit easier. It's not been an easy couple of weeks. It probably won't be an easy couple of weeks again, just with all the uncertainties and the fact that birth could be a risky thing for my body now, giving birth. There is chances of emergency C-sections if I need it. He's also prepared for that. We don't know. I'm obviously going to try as hard as I can for a natural birth. I really want to. But if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. As long as baby girl gets here and she's healthy, I'm okay. I'm good. And that's the bottom line, is if she's healthy, I'm okay. And that's what I keep telling myself. So that's what I keep holding on to. And I'm just praising God that I still feel her move and her heart's still good. And there's a lot to be thankful for. But needless to say, this has been a very tough couple weeks, like I started off by saying, and that's why we didn't know where to start. And so I'm sorry for this scattered update, but we updated you the best we could. So that has been what we've gone through. I am 36 weeks and 3 days, doing well other than that, feeling, like I said, lots of kicks, and just happy to be meeting the baby soon. Blessed, happy to be pregnant. Thankful for everything God has done. And real quick, I'll mention my cravings this week have really been yogurt, which is new because I didn't like yogurt in the beginning of my pregnancy.
We mix it
for a long time. Yeah, vanilla yogurt mixed with strawberries and bananas lately has been just heavenly. So I've been eating a lot of that. Still craving pumpkin. I actually got another pumpkin pie this week, which has been really nice. And as far as aversions, nothing really, just my nose is getting more and more sensitive as the weeks progress, which is, again, something that's been happening throughout. So everything else is pretty much normal and great, and I'm thankful, and I'm really glad I didn't break down crying because I've been doing that a lot lately.
I'm yawning, so I'll cry.
I've been really emotional lately, you guys, and I'm really glad I didn't cry in this update because that'd be embarrassing, although I know you guys would understand. But everything's good. God is good. We'll keep you guys posted in our next update. The exciting thing is that we're going to be filming our hospital bag video very soon, and that will be coming out for you guys very soon. Because we'll be packing our hospital bag because I am 36 weeks along and we never know when this baby's going to come. So I'll be doing that. Richard mentioned the baby room. I would like to show you guys that, but it's not quite done. And so once that is done, the nursery basically is in progress, you guys. So her nursery will hopefully be done in the next week. And so we can give you guys a nursery tour hopefully before she comes, which will be really fun. And even if she happens to come before I can give you a nursery tour, I'll still do it because it's going to be awesome. So I'm really excited about that. Thanks you guys for all your support and for subscribing and for following our journey. If you haven't subscribed, join the family. We'd love to have you. We are, I say this every time, but we are basically a husband and wife. I'm blind, he's sighted. I don't say it every time, but sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. I am blind, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean anything different. I still do everything a sighted person can do. I just do it differently. Yeah. And my husband has full sight, and so we make a good team. But even if he was blind, we'd still make a good team because the Lord's brought us together. And so, yes, I'm so thankful for this man. He's really helped me through all of this emotional just craziness. So thank you, babe, for being just a wonderful support and teammate.
Love you too.
Yes, and you're gonna be a great daddy. And I'm gonna stop talking because I'm gonna cry. So
sorry, longer video.
Yes, longer update. Of course, you'll see a belly shot, and we will see you guys in the next update.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the 36-week belly shot. Gotta pull down my maternity band here.
It's a good healthy belly.
Really, honestly. I mean, people have said I'm small compared to other women at my stage, but I really think that I feel big, which is great. So anyway, she's growing, and we will catch up with you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye.